welcome to Createspace Online. Here we give you guys at home the opportunity to paint along with me to create some really exciting pieces of artwork. This week's theme is fire, so what better way to mark it than with a great picture of an autumnal bonfire. This week you will need a bowl, a large and a small paintbrush, a black pen, and the paint colours brown, black, light blue, yellow, orange, red, grey and white. Take your bowl and draw around it right in the middle of your page. Now underneath this, draw a large, slightly squashed circle. We're now going to add in the shapes of our stones going around the fire. Start with bigger rocks at the front, and as they move to the back, slightly smaller. Now take your black paint and your large paintbrush. Whoops! Don't drop your paintbrush and break it like me. Paint around the edges to fill out the far corners of your page first. Don't forget to add lots of water to your brush to help it smoothly work across the page. Now start bringing in those black edges at the bottom half of your page and just go gently around the edges of your rocks. Slightly round off the top edges of black, but don't come in too close. Leave a big gap between your outer black bits and the inner circle. Now take the light blue and in a circular motion paint the circle in the middle. Then with water on your brush, dip your paint in your paintbrush into the light blue and a hint of black, and then use this to spread out and blend from the inner circle out towards the black. Don't forget to keep adding water to your brush to help blend. Now really dry off your brush before doing the next bit. You're going to dab some black paint into the centre of our fireplace. Don't fill it all in completely, leave some spaces that is slightly more faded black. Then do the same again with the red paint. Again, you don't want a solid colour, you want a nice staggered faded look. Now take your grey and we're going to paint the stones around the fireplace. Try painting everything in a circular motion to give you good texture on your piece at the end. Now we're going to use the brown to create some logs in the fireplace. Just create thick brown rectangles. You only want about 3 or 4. Now I'm going to use the white to start creating the fire. Just do some nice flary lines up and down in the centre of your page. With a fire, the tallest flames should be in the middle and then they get small around the edges. Then go over these lines with your yellow. And then with your orange. try to leave the very centre of your fire white, as this is the hottest part. You can then start to layer some of your colours and go back and add some more yellow or some more orange where you need to, and then start moving them slightly lower down on top of the logs and add a few dabs of colour to fill it in. Now add a hint of black line onto your logs, and again a few little dabbing motions around the bottom of the logs. Moving back onto our rocks, now dip your paintbrush in a hint of brown and a bit of the black, and just paint the bottom half of your rocks. This doesn't need to be a solid colour, as you're going to blend it in a second. Now, before you wash your brush, dip it in the white paint, fill in the top section of your rock, and then blend the brush down over the bottom part that you've already painted. This should bring the colour nicely together and look like the flames are nicely lit at the top and darker at the bottom in the shadow. Finally, add some extra blue around the outer circle if you want a bit more colour. And now we're going to draw the most important thing, the marshmallows. Draw 2 circles on either side of your fire at the top. One I've made into more of a cylinder shape, so it looks like the marshmallows at a different angle. Then with a dry brush, dip your paint into a very small amount of yellow and brown and dab those onto one end of the marshmallow to make it look like it's already started toasting. The key to this is to keep your brush as dry as possible. Now with a small paintbrush, just draw 2 white lines coming from the marshmallows to look like sticks. Add a hint of yellow to the sticks, followed by a little hint of brown. And finally, take some white paint and just do some little dashes of white spots close to the fire to look like ash rising in the heat. And there you go. That is your fire-inspired piece. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us. We hope you've had great fun today creating.